Hey everybody, and welcome to Anime for Life. Today it's going to be something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about a new manga series that I came across recently, and I decided to actually make this a bit of a series if it gets popular and if people enjoy it. And I'm going to be calling it Komis of Manga. And some of you might be wondering, well, who or what is a Komi? Well, this here is Komi. She's basically a girl who's um, got very severe anxiety around people in crowds and can't talk very well, if at all, in front of them. So she writes things down instead to get her feelings across. And she's from the series Komi Can't Communicate. And she's basically gone down as the very definition of what a adorable cinnamon roll should be. But there's not just her that, in my opinion, fits that description. Because while I haven't read all of Komi's manga, I do admit she is pretty cute. She can definitely make you get diabetes with some of the stuff she does. But there's others in there as well that can fit that bill. And the one I'm going to be talking about today is Mimic Girl. And just as the name implies, she's a mimic. And if you don't know what a mimic is, well, it's literally as the name states. It is a creature most well known in games such as Dungeons and Dragons or the like, that can take on the appearance of anyone or anything. And in this one, she is a maid, and her name is Dis, or Dis. I'm not quite sure. It's Dis, so however you want to pronounce it. I think it's Dis. But anyway, she's your maid, and you are basically the center of the story. The reader themselves is the protagonist, and she speaks to the reader. So she's basically speaking to you. And her role is to be your maid, and she does things in each of the different chapters, and each chapter is a different one. Like, in one, she'll be very professional, and, she'll serve you tea, she'll ask you anything, do you want anything else, or whatever. She basically just tries to keep it professional. The next, you can see that she's not as professional or as good at the job as she thinks she is at times, because here, when she is trying to use the chopsticks to eat with you, she admits outright she's not good with using them. So she's got a bit of a complex in confidence there. So, and then the next one, she's happy. She's just wanting your attention and just being sickeningly sweet. And the next chapter shall be folding your laundry in questionable ways. The thing about Dis, though, is aside from being your maid and sickeningly adorable, she's not very good with how controlled she is with her forms. She will generally look as a normal person at the very beginning, but by the end, something will get to her complexes or whatever and start rattling her, and by the end, she's completely lost her form. Like, for instance, in this chapter where she is basically, for some reason, trying to be like a cat maid making you hamburgers, and then she's kind of talking to herself. She's all happy, and so you can see she's starting to kind of lose her composure and her form there. And then you walk in, and then she just completely and utterly loses it, and she basically shows what she truly looks like in the end of the series. It's a very, very short chapter series. There's only, I think it's what they call a 4 coma. So there's only like 4 pictures per page, or per chapter. Sorry, but every single chapter is just one of those things that's just, you just wish you could take her in your arms and just hug her. She is like utterly adorable, and it's gotten quite a few chapters right now, actually, and it updates fairly frequently. They have started introducing a few new characters as well. Like they've got the head maid, who seems quite tsunderish. Um, and there's also, although I guess you can't see him here. I thought you could. Oh well, but there, she's got this has got these little. I don't know even what you call them, little. I don't know, little helper guys. I don't know what you would call them, but they're pretty adorable too. And if she's doing something, they'll also be doing something. They'll have their own little separate um, emotions. And sometimes the little helper dudes, they'll actually kind of give away what she's thinking because they are still a part of her. So you can just kind of look at what their expressions are. Whereas other times they'll just be out doing their own random little thing. Like they apparently like eating cookies a lot. But if I remember right, the chapters are in the 30s right now, and it updates fairly frequently. Um, and I just figured I would share that because whenever I see this come up as available, I always read it. Like it was one of those series that just could make my day better. Um, and this one's just gonna be a short one. There's not much to really say too much without giving everything away because it's a 4 coma. It's not like Komi where it's a full series and you can really go much more in depth without giving everything away. But yeah, so this one was called Mimic Girl, and I highly suggest checking it out as the first one for my Komis of Manga series. I'm just straight up doing this, just my first thoughts, no real research put into it. So if I seem all over the place, that's why. But yeah, I would highly suggest that you check it out, and if you like, I can leave the link in the description for you, and you can check it out yourself as well as many other manga. But yeah, I guess I will leave it there, and if you check it out, I hope you enjoyed as much as I do. And if you enjoyed this video, then I hope to make more of them in the future, and just kind of get some well-known series, or sorry, lesser-known series out there, because like this one's like a gem in my opinion, but I'd never ever heard of it until I just randomly stumbled across it. So I'll just leave it there, and I hope you check it out and give it a read and become another master for her. But until then, keep enjoying anime, and anime for life.